Okay, so I often get a lot of comments on people who just like commenting about getting their first cart job because we are going into the summer, and for a lot of states, like the summer is prime time season, not for Arizona because we get so hot. Winter is our prime season. So that today I would go through like a lot of like basic golf terms. So stick around. It's important to learn these terms or just like learn some of the golf lingo so that can help you make conversations on the course. Like if people are making jokes about their score, you kind of know what they're talking about. And if not, you can just kind of like laugh and pretend like you do. But yeah, we'll start off with scoring. Okay, so each hole, this is the first term, is par. Each hole has its own par. So you see we're at, sorry, this is backwards, hole 7, par 3, which means that is the expected amount of strokes that like an expert golfer would get. So your goal each hole is to try to get par. And a stroke is every time you swing your club and make contact with the ball and it moves forward. Well, I guess not necessarily always forward, it could go to the side. I've even seen it go backwards before, but every time you swing, make contact with the ball, that's a stroke. Now the next term is bogey. So say, okay, so right now I'm on hole 6 and it's a par 5. So if somebody shoots 6, they have 6 strokes, they hit a bogey, or they got a bogey on hole 6. So a lot of times golfers out here will ask me like, hey, do you play golf? Are you a good golfer? I say, yeah, I'm a pretty good bogey player. Now, sometimes you'll hear people say, oh, double bogeyed that one. That means they got 2 over par. So say on this hole right here, we're on hole 6. The par is 5 and they had 7 strokes, they double bogeyed. Okay, another one you'll hear a lot is birdie, like, oh, shooting for birdie. Okay, that means like if someone says they're shooting for birdie, that means they've got, like they're on their way to get a birdie, which a birdie is 1 under par. So again, we're on hole 6 right now. Par is 5. If they shot 4, they got a birdie. As a cart girl, you'll hear that one a lot because people are wanting birdie juice. Okay, birdie juice is typically like a fireball shot, like a Pink Whitney shot, just like a quick shooter. So they're shooting for birdie. Now, just a cart girl tip, I tell people, well, you can't get a birdie if you don't have birdie juice on deck. Meaning, like if you don't have a fireball already in your cart, how are you supposed to get birdie? And I say that because usually once somebody gets birdie, it's like they find the cart girl and like, we need birdie juice, so-and-so just got a birdie. So they've got either like their partner buys them a shot or they buy a round of shots for everybody. All right, now an eagle is crazy. That's 2 under par. So when you see the professionals and you see like professional golf on TV and like all of their scores are in the negative, that means like they've had a lot of eagles, they've had a lot of birdies. That's really the only way to like get negative, and I'll explain that here in a second. So an eagle is 2 under par. So we're on hole 6 right now. It's a par 5. Take away 2. They made it in the hole with only 3 strokes. That's insane. So in order to get a eagle, you've got to have a killer drive, and this will be a whole separate video to talk about different strokes, but you've got to have a killer drive, you've got to have like the best chip and an amazing putt, and you've got an eagle. Very rare though. And then a hole in one, you swing it once and it goes right in the hole. Easy peasy. Now scoring at the very end, you say like, oh, how'd you do? Oh, I had a pretty good round. I shot 5 over. That means if you add up all the pars of all 18 holes, you only had 5 strokes over the amount of pars. Does that make sense? And this could happen of many ways. That could mean like you got par on all holes except 5, you went 1 over. Or it could be like you had just like one really crappy hole that can totally screw up your score. So say the par of a course, all 18 holes equals 80, and you shot at 85. That means like you hit 5 over, pretty good. Again, if the whole entire course, you add up all the pars and it comes to 80 and you shot a 79, hey, I had a really good round. I was 1 under. Another way people will talk about it is like the front and the back. So typically for a 18-hole course, you have the first 9 is the front, the second 9 is the back. Some people will say, oh, I shot a 36 in the front, but then I shot a 45 on the back. They'll talk about the 2 separately. But then once you put your total score together, that gives you for the full round. But sometimes people, when they have a better front or a better back, they like to talk about the 2 different ones.